and there's a fair amount of activity here tonight and people coming in and out of my place. But I wanted to do a really quick video to show a video representation of this most recent post that I'm working on. I'm still like in the editing phase, so this isn't a real clean packaged video. But the post is a really important one in my opinion. It's day trading signals for crude oil sell-off, shorting, and a bullish reversal on the 1-minute chart. We have locked down the algorithmic modeling for 18 models and time frames and coded it now to our software. And this is the first post that starts to show these models and how they work. And so I started with the day trading. So below you'll find proprietary oil trading signals not available anywhere else. When crude oil starts selling off, intraday volatility increases fast. Knowing where and having the signals for support and resistance on the 1-minute chart will help your oil trading strategy. So the details are going to be in this post that goes out tonight. So make sure you read through it, because I'm not going to go through every detail right now. I just want to show you on a video what the chart looks like, so you have an idea of how predictable this is. And I also show you from the oil trading room how in recent trade we could tell our traders in the oil trading room exactly where the support and resistance was, where the reversal was for the intraday trend change, and that kind of thing. So it's going to be all in this post. This is a very extensive post. It's going to be a two-part, one for the public and one for dealing with the proprietary stuff for our members. But the bottom line is I just want to show you this chart really quick. So the summary part of this post is what I'm going to go through right now. So looking at the chart below, you can see very clearly how precise the day trading signals are on the day trading algorithmic crude oil model. So the green arrows show 3 shorting opportunities from yellow diagonal support resistance to the next yellow diagonal support resistance, like stairs stepping down in the trading model. So here's the actual chart, and here's the 3 steps. So they're at these green arrows. So from this yellow diagonal line down to this yellow diagonal line stair or floor. Okay. Now it failed and it went down again after it had stalled. We're going to take a look at the video. We're going to look at the actual video from the day trading, the oil trading room. And then it came down and then it stopped and bounced at the next floor and found its resistance, first resistance, retested, and then came back down and then hit the next floor. So these yellow diagonals on the model are specifically support and resistance for sell-offs only. When trade changes, the trend, then you use the blue. So what happened was it bounced here. It got back up over a yellow. You see how at resistance, the yellow, it got over it. And then what happened was it started signaling to the blue. So that's how we knew there was a trend reversal. So then what happened was it primarily used the blue here. It was a little off. And that's typical, because at this point, nobody knows, right? Anyway, it comes back, touches the blue on its pullback, and fires off the blue. So you see here how it's firing off yellow. Here it fires off blue, gets up to some resistance points, comes off, fires off blue again. Huge confirmation here, because then it gets through the blue. Now, what happens is it actually, this is confirmation time here, and the timing is important, and I'll go through this in the proprietary part for the members, time of day timing, because there's a certain point where the pivots get put in, or decisions for the machines. Machines now in oil trade, it's estimated well over 80%. Oil trade liquidity intraday is by machines. So, and of course that's our business too, a part of our business. So we need to know exactly what's happening in liquidity. Anyway, so at this pivot, it comes back and it ends up at a white line. The white lines are decision lines. So in other words, you have consistent signals, and this happened all week in oil trade, in the sell-off, right down to a floor, stops or tests resistance, and back down perfectly to the next floor, tests, back down perfectly to the next floor. So that's yellow, right, in the sell-offs. Then it gets up over the yellow, so now we're saying, hey, this is starting to change trend on the day. And we knew actually earlier, and I'll show you why. And now it's firing off of blues. It fails, well, it's really pulling back to its retrace. And it gets to a decision line. At this decision line, very critical, you see these two white, or these two 1 minute candles? See how they're a little different than the ones around them? That's because that's a decision for the machines. And all the machines are doing there is waiting for the human traders or the day traders, that liquidity to decide, are we going to go down, continue the structure down, or are we going up? As soon as it was confirmed up, they fired up through the blue, up into the 1 minute range. And I won't get into that right now. That's part of the algorithmic model, the proprietary part. Comes back, tests the support of the blue, and fires through the blue, you see. So now it's firing on the blues. Not that it won't use the others as a resistance, but the point is, where does it use support and where is it firing off of? Is it still following the pattern of the yellow down? No, it's now into the blue pattern, and then it goes on from there. So in the post, so the green arrows show 3 shorting opportunities from yellow diagonal support resistance to the next yellow diagonal support resistance, like stair stepping down in the model. So that was this part here. Very predictable, very clean, very precise. You'll notice that the last stair down, that trade overshot the yellow line a bit. This is a signal that an intraday bottom is being put in. So this gets overshot, and then they fired off it, which is different than here, where it fell under and they didn't fire back up, fell under, didn't fire back up. As soon as the machines start firing back up, then you know you're probably close. You can also notice from the chart shown above that as buying came in at the decision support resistance lines, white diagonal lines on the chart model, and at the blue decision diagonal support lines, that I alerted a possible trend reversal. So in this post, you'll see how we knew a little earlier, because buying started to come in at different decisions as it was starting to dump, or as it was selling off. So we actually knew before, quite a while before. And when I told people in the room at 57.44 that it looked like it was turning, the trend was going to turn, sure enough, 10 ticks down at 57.33 is where it turned. That was low day. Then you will notice, see the chart below, that trade got through the yellow resistance after bouncing, yellow arrow on the chart. This is a bullish intraday signal that a reversal is likely near. And then next in trade, you'll see that the trade bounced at the blue diagonal, and I went through all this already. So this post details exactly what to look for. It's part 1. It'll give the public an idea of how this works and why it's important to know what the machines are doing, what the liquidity for machines are doing in oil trade. If you're trading oil, it's absolutely critical right now because they're absolutely in control. It's very precise. There's no guessing, and the indications and signals are not only precise, but detailed in many different ways. So there's actual time cycles. There's a very specific timing on all of it. There's very specific points in trade, and there's very specific order flow that signals these reversals and continuation. Really critical. So there's areas on the chart, the structures of the chart, there's timing on the chart, and there's order flow. And these are very precise. And we've learned in the coding process of the 18 models and timeframes exactly how this works. And this is the first of a series of posts that I'm going to do. So this is the 1 minute intraday day trading time frame for crude oil. And here's the chart. And as far as the actual video is concerned, so I'm just going to flip over to our, and by the way, before I forget, so this is our website, compoundtrading.com. And if you want to see the public side posts of our story and our development process and how to trade oil, if you're learning, just go to About, and then go to Crude Oil Trading Academy, Learn to Trade Oil. And what I'm doing is I'm putting a series of posts in here for you. So this will show you unlocked posts, public side posts, and that kind of thing. So there's a whole bunch here. These are all different posts that you can access for free. Okay. Now, from the actual crude oil trading room, this is the video. So we record the oil trading room every day, and this will give you an idea of the action. So let's just take a quick look at this. So this is where it dumped in the first. So it's sold off here. So actually, let's back this up just a little bit and see if the video's here. This is where it's starting to sell off. I was trying to catch up on some charting. This is a 5-minute model. Let's see if we can catch it. No, we can't, because I was over in the 5-minute chart. But anyway, it sold off, hit support, and you can see the bounce. Now, this chart wasn't updated at the time, so there's some missing pieces, but that's typical. I'm charting on the fly quite often. So anyway, we'll just keep this going. So it hits support perfectly, comes up, tests resistance. So on the chart, you can see that right. Was that this one? I think it was this one here. 57.91. Yeah, so that it was this dump here. So there it is, testing range resistance. So this is the range resistance on our 1-minute model. Comes off. So, you know, short here at the yellow, cover here, you know, as you're getting into the support of the structure. You would cover, and then if you want to take the bounce, you would reverse for your bounce until it starts coming off. The bounce is a little difficult, but because until you've got a confirmed uptrend, really you should just be trading the down. I mean, you might want to trade the bounces a little bit, but the bounces are difficult because you never know where they're going to end until you have a confirmation of the trend reversal intraday. But oil trades so the volatility is so extreme and so fast that you want to know exactly where you are, right? So you need the GPS. Here's an example. See, you're trading up. Who's to know that it's going to bounce here, right? But this is our 1-minute model, and we know at least where the decisions are. But the ideal way to do it is to short it here, because you know, okay, support's been lost. To cover into here, and you might want to take a small bounce. But until it confirms, really at this point, why trade it up, right? So let's just continue through the video here. So you can see the 20 MA coming. That's a test. And how that gets handled is important. So I explain that, of course, to our traders in the room. So here's the 20 MA test. And the only reason I'm going through this right now is just to show you the trade action as it was happening, right? So here it is coming off again. Let's just follow this through a little bit. You can see how basically it's being chased down by the 20 MA. And you can see how a bounce is starting to happen here. Most of that's covering in there, right? The machines are programmed, like our software is programmed to start to cover as it gets close to that support. So now it's right down at support, right? Bounces, comes back, where it's pulled back, and retest the support, and now it's coming back through. You see that? Now they bought it up a little bit, but watch this. That's typical because there's covering there too, and then just slams back down. And this structure went on all week. And in fact, well, it continues. I'm just going to turn this down a bit here. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but this is my voice from the live trading room at the time. So you can see trade coming down. Now, it actually stalled at that blue line there. See how it stops here at the decision line? So they fired here, they fire here. When you watch this live and you've got the model in front of you, it just blows you away. Because you know what's going on in each step. Now we're back up to the 20 MA test after the bounce at the bottom here. Anyway, that's where we called the bottom. Well, we had called it. Actually, I'll show you where I had told folks right here. This is where I was putting into the room because this is a buy line for the bull reversal, and it had slow. See the buys coming in there, and we knew from our ident program, from the order flow, that the bulls were starting to step in here at that blue line. But anyway, you can look through the post. I'll put the link to this post in the comments section below the video, and you can go through the details of the actual signals for the support, resistance, and the indecision, and get an idea of how it flows. And then the members, I'll have part 2 out here in the next few hours that'll explain very specifically what to do as trade goes through the model, and how to identify those reversals and how to trade it and size it and that kind of stuff. Okay, thanks.